We live in relative safety from day to day, but as these videos show, traumatic events can happen any day, anytime. But the majority of these videos happen to people who mistakenly let their guard down while doing routine things that they've done a million times before. While using video cameras, individuals capture some truly chilling footage which is sometimes hard to explain or just downright scary. So here are top 11 scary events caught on tape. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. The Ghost Chair. This video was taken somewhere in South America, and it shows a man sitting on a table at a security monitoring station. Little does he know that he too is apparently being monitored, and not by a camera. After a while, this is what happens to him. Even the people reviewing this footage can't believe what they are seeing. Not only does a nearby chair move on its own, but also it moves in his general direction. It's almost as if a ghost is pulling up a seat directly across from him. Unbelievably, the man doesn't seem to notice this paranormal activity unfolding before him, at least at first. He is looking at his cell phone when suddenly it happens again. This time he sees it, and his reaction seems very legitimate as he becomes startled and tense. He looks behind him to make sure that the security camera is recording all of this for later evidence. Then he hops off the table and stares at the chair before him, obviously scared now. He waits for it to move again, but it doesn't, so he goes over to inspect it more closely. Instead, he picks the chair up, puts it back in its place, and then puts a stand in front of it, and gets out of there fast. Mysterious creature in forest. A family in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania sees something that is so incredible that they have to stop what they are doing and start recording. Strange shimmering spots appear out of nowhere and seem to float above the meadow and nearby forest floor. For a moment they think it could be other people, but whatever they are seeing is floating around everywhere, even in the trees. Many people who watched this video think that these are ghostly soldiers or some type of mysterious creature from the Civil War marching in single file lines, just like they did on the day of their demise. Others think that this could be flashlights from hikers, though this doesn't really look like a flashlight to me. I would definitely like to hear what you think is causing this scenario. Ghost attacked on boy. A lot of children have had the misfortune of being singled out and picked on by their own personal bully, but there's one child in Spanish Town, Jamaica who has the worst luck of all. He says that he is being bullied by an evil spirit, and his parents and local town all believe him. Plus there's video evidence for proof. His face has been blurred out to protect his dark secret. One video shows him sitting in a chair with his family. After being asked a few questions, the ghost decides to take control of the situation. Although he could have been pushing off the ground with his feet, you can't see the floor in this video, so it's hard to tell. One thing is for sure though, look closely and you can see the boy's right arm fly straight up in the air. It's definitely as if he's being grabbed by the wrist and jerked straight back. If he is faking it, then he is a very good actor. Okay, take a look at this second video and tell me what you think. He is just standing against a wall in his neighborhood when all of a sudden, if a ghost really happens to be crossing over into the material realm and grabbing a hold of his shoe here, no one knows exactly why. Still, the local bishop has no doubt that this relentless ghost bully is real. Child ghost in mall. This footage was taken at the Chapelfield Mall in Norwich, UK. The mall is closed when a mysterious red balloon makes an appearance out of nowhere. As you watch this balloon float around on its own, keep in mind that the air conditioning was off, the escalator was off, and there is supposedly no wind blowing in from the outside. If all of this is true, then how exactly did the balloon move without any air currents? Even more bizarre is how the balloon stays low to the ground the entire time, almost at the height of a child. Could this balloon simply be half deflated, or is it being held by a youthful spirit? The webcam ghost. Two sisters are playing in their room when they decide to record themselves singing a Disney musical for fun. Midway through their amateur performance, it becomes apparent that the two girls are not so alone after all. The younger sister simply stares at the pitch black doorway in shock, while the other continues singing. Then whatever is with them decides to do this. The video ends with the girls running away screaming for their father to come help. Looking at the video a second time, it does seem as though the door definitely opens on its own. If this is real, then something must have taken a few steps into their room before swiping the water bottle off of their desk drawer. Perhaps a grumpy ghost has gotten tired of their singing. Or maybe this was just a prank. If so, it's a pretty good one. Fatal malfunction in lift. This terrifying footage was filmed in an elevator in Chile. Joe Sasavido gets on the lift and presses the button. Little does he know that this will be the ride that changes his life forever. As soon as the button is pressed, the doors violently snap shut and the elevator lurches upwards. Joe knows that something is majorly wrong and immediately presses the emergency stop button. Instead of stopping, however, the elevator climbs even faster. There's literally nothing for the man to do except repeatedly push the button while panicking as the elevator races up 31 floors in less than 15 seconds. Finally, he begins to swat at every button, adrenaline taking over as he desperately hopes that just one button will work and bring an end to this terrible ride. He is absolutely helpless and appears to be too scared to even scream. Unfortunately for him, the only thing stopping this elevator is the roof itself. The elevator slams into the top of the building at full speed, and inside, Joss's broken body slams against the crumpled walls. He survives somehow, but now he has severe head and leg injuries. Also, the damage to his spine means he is sadly unlikely to ever walk again. The Paulding Light. A group of people in Michigan are having a casual conversation outside when something unexplainable suddenly interrupts them. The cameraman immediately zooms in on the strange intrusion. This is the Paulding Light, an intensely burning white-hot shimmer that has no explainable source. As the people in the video are talking about what it could be, two more lights suddenly appear. The lights fade in and out as they move rapidly across the skyline. Sometimes it's just the red lights, and sometimes the single white light grows extremely large. The objects are moving extremely fast and even seem to be traveling towards them. Still, the group thinks that they are far enough away to be safe, and plus they are right by their cars in case things get too crazy, so they keep filming. One person in the group is sure that they are watching the headlights of a car, but nobody else buys this explanation because of the erratic way that the lights are moving. Now, I'm not saying that it definitely is or isn't a car, but the point is, nobody knows for sure what the Paulding Light is or how it came to be. With that said, there are some local legends. Some say it's the lantern of a passed away railroad worker who was crushed on the tracks, while others say it's the Grim Reaper himself. The burglar. This video seems to be split evenly between believers and skeptics. A kid is making a video for his school project when the camera apparently catches something glaring at him through the window. It's quick, so pay close attention if you missed it. When the dog jumps up to get a tennis ball, it pushes the blinds away, and you can just barely make out half of an ape-like face looking into the window. If you still can't see it, then other YouTubers have slowed the video down and taken a screenshot. As you can see, something is clearly looking in on them. If this was just a reflection, then it should look like the back of TH student's head, but it is clearly someone's face. It looks like it could be some sort of humanoid. Another possible explanation would be some sort of fake dummy or statue that they've placed outside of the window. Extraordinary UFO in Malaysia. This video was recently taken in Malaysia on a cell phone. Whereas UFO footage is blurry and far away, there's no mistaking what this object is supposed to be in this video. The UFO passes over a house and then takes off in the distance. A short while later, this other footage was taken. The UFO turns sideways and appears to be observing them through a bright white light in the center. It regards them for a moment longer, and then the video ends. Overall, it's hard to say if this is a fake video or genuine UFO activity. Most of the comments in the video tend to favor that this really happened. Unidentified creature. This video starts off with two friends in a car. The passenger is trying to tell the driver how to get to a location where he found a creature that's beyond explanation. He tells him to make a left, and they head down an old service road that's normally reserved for heavy equipment. That's when they see it, a carcass laying sideways in a puddle of mud. The creature is bloated and pink with tufts of coarse black hair that look almost like quills. You can see two giant front legs, and then two more sets of smaller, deformed looking legs, meaning it has 6 legs total and a long tail that is almost as thick as its body. It doesn't look like anything they've ever seen before. They touch it without gloves, and you can see that its blood has mixed in with the water. Many people have pointed out that this thing could have some strange diseases, and that handling it with their bare hands was probably a bad move. But as they are touching it, they make another shocking discovery. The creature appears to have a stamp of inspection on its side, almost as if it had been raised for meat. This strange species is a genetically modified organism that is being transported in mass quantities. If you like my video, don't forget like and subscribe my channel. Let us comments below.